Hello YouTube, it's Christy Nitro from the fabulous Las Vegas area, and today I want to do a setup, a flip through of how I like to use some of my traveler's notebooks. One in particular. I have so many, from the normal traditional size down to a passport size. I love each one and I treat each one different. This one that I'm going to go through with you today was from actually an app called wish.com. If you don't know what that is, it's almost like a AliExpress or any of those other apps where you can get stuff from places, it seems like everywhere but the United States, for on the cheap. You just have to wait on shipping. So this little bad boy comes from a shop called Weth Electronic Shop. I think I'm saying that right, I'm not too sure, but I loved how they put in a personal touch of a handwritten letter and it includes your name. That's awesome, because you know they probably get tons of orders. This traveler's notebook is 4x6, so 6x4, and it's perfect for on the go. I'm going to use this as what I like to call my everyday carry, as what most journalers like to call it. The book itself came with the pen loop that you're seeing here. I got it in the color coffee. I believe there's a few options you can choose from. It came with 3 notebooks, a lined, a dot, and a craft notebook, and a clear pocket and a folder pocket. So that's not bad. It was $16 and I believe it was $3 for shipping. So that's an automatic steal for everything that you do get. I am using my Jane Davenport pen, the Incredible pen, inside of this bad boy because I just love that nib. I love the different styles of handwriting you can create with it. I like the smudging. I like the grit. It seems like every brown traveler's notebook I got, I always go vintage. I don't know why, it's just the brown automatically kicks off a vintage feeling for me. So when you flip it open here, you can see that I have kind of like a material pouch. This was actually given to me from Dee. Thank you so much, Dee. This is awesome. She gave me a passport size traveler's notebook for Christmas, and I've been using it for journaling, kind of like a day by day journaler. And I wanted to put this on in here so I can use it for my everyday. It's going to hold credit cards, stuff like that. And all I did to make it funky fresh and kind of stylize it was I used a rub-on, rubbed off some of it so it looked distressed, and then covered it in Mod Podge. So awesome. But you can stamp on these things, you can paint on them, you know, you can make it anything you want. This is the clear pocket that came with it, and eventually my ID and stuff like that is gonna go in here just for video purposes. I didn't want to show everyone my info, so I just have my Blix card in here for now, and then a little die cut to show you the pocket sizes. Now, journalers always include something that makes noise, just like that. You heard it there. I don't know if it's for the noise or an extra decorative touch, but I wanted to try it out myself. So this is just a piece of printed vellum that has dictionary designs on it. So after you get through that awesome sound, you're going to see the first notebook. I did go ahead and take out the line one. I don't see myself using it. If I did, it would just be for jotting down notes really quick. But lines distract me for some strange reason. I always love a clear slate or grid or dot journals. So I just decorated this up to the max, kind of like in that old vintage style, which I'm absolutely in love with. It's stamping, drawing, coloring, layering, the whole nine. I love the way that that turned out. And inside of it, you can see it says All About Me 2017. No, it's nothing selfish. Back in 2004, I bought this book, and it is called All About Me. I got it at Barnes and Nobles. It's about $12.95, and I used it at first for kind of like when people came over and we were done playing cards, we would go into the book. Some of it's absolutely serious questions, some of it is playful questions. It was just another way we were sitting around a bonfire or something, just like a little game to play. Well, I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna do this. So in 2004 was the first time that I actually answered some of the questions. I did it again in 2010. Couldn't believe how much my answers changed. So now I'm doing it again in this year, 2017, to see yet again how much my answers have changed, how much I've grown as a person, that type thing. I love it. They also have another one called All About Us. It's for couples. It's couples questions. And I always get that one for like wedding gifts, or it would make a great anniversary gift. Awesome book for so many different reasons. So when we flip into this, we have the table of contents, what I have in here so far. You're gonna see tons of stenciling, stamping, die cuts, the whole nine to kind of make it my own. And I even included a thumbprint. I thought that was kind of fun. Now, of course, this section has changed. It's no longer called a self-portrait. Now we refer to it as selfies. So I will put a selfie of myself in here sooner than later. I just haven't gotten around to print any out, or I can use my Instastack, because you see this is a perfect, where to go, size for the Fujifilm, the Instastack, the mini ones. So personal information will get filled out along with the rest. I just want to show you kind of how I'm setting mine up and using it. So this is called the fear section. So just to give you a rundown of kind of the questions that you would be answering is greatest fear about aging. Perfect for someone my age. When people first meet you, you are afraid they will think what, and you go and fill that out. A country you fear exploring and why. I think that's a great one because I am a travel junkie, hence the travel theme journal. So that's how that page looks. We go right into measure your fears, and this is a fun one to play with friends. It's kind of like the 5 questions. Spend a week in a room, or spend a week in an empty room, excuse me. You did, you would, or you would not. And that's the kind of setup of this section here. So we flip it over into top 3. This one is a great question, I think, and will forever change. 3 words you often use when speaking. I think that's great because our lingo always changes. Back in 2010, I definitely didn't say seriously or really all the time. Another one that I always kind of notice changes is 3 inventions you consider to be ingenious. Emotions. Of course, what kind of a book about me would it be without your emotions? Because as you get older, you tend to get emotional about different things, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's a really big growing point. So I thought this one was kind of cool. Write the colors that match the following emotions for you, as in fear, happiness, anger, jealousy. And then you would just write a color that matches. Like most people, I'm sure, for anger would have red or black, because that's really, it's one of those things. But you never know. What would yours be? Also, there's a category called you need. It simply goes, when you are happy, you need what? And it goes on like that. There's more personal questions as well, as you're angry with yourself when you, and stuff like that. So it's really something that I love looking back on, seeing how much I matured, how some subjects I never really matured on, and stuff like that. It's really fun. All right, other serious questions for emotions. Is the emotion you tend to hide the most? Memories. This one's fun. When you were a child, you believed what? Do you still believe this? It can be something as simple as, yes, I believed in the Easter Bunny when I was a child. Do I still believe this? If the Easter Bunny is bringing me some candy, I am a believer. See how you can play on your, personality and attitude as well. It's really fun. Love the book All About Me. Choices. This is a great one to do with people over. It kind of goes like a this or that category type thing. So sunrise or sunset, sweet or sour, dolphin or eagle. Some of them are more choosy than others. Like I definitely know shower or bath. Back in 2010, when I was in my early 20s, I definitely was all about the shower. Now I can't wait for anything more to soak in a hot bath. Wishes and dreams, right? Great category. All I did here was just sprucing up things and add a little color. I love coloring with certain colors on craft paper. They just pop. So that's just done with a stamp and then some colored pencils. Awesome. So wishes and dreams. Some of the questions go, something you wish you could change about yourself, 3 qualities your ideal relationship should have, and a dream you had more than once. Fun, right? Psyche. Oh, this is such a good category. I love it. It may tell you if you need a therapist in the near future. Just kidding. some of them are really fun and playful questions, as in, your name spelled backwards is, or write your first and last initials on the lines below. Now quickly write 5 words that began with each initial. And of course, as our brain power grows and we mature as people, those answers will quickly change. Emojis. This is one I decided to add in just because, you know, we use emojis for everything now. I can't believe I get text messages from my sister and she can tell me exactly what's going on without a single word. That's kind of cool, right? So some of the questions I just came up with was, what emoji do you use in the wrong way? So what do you use it for then? Where do you like to use emojis most often? And draw a new emoji. Some of those questions are really fun. So I will continue with that kind of style, probably doodle here and there in between, right up to the end of book 1. We go into what journal junkies and other journalers, and if you've ever watched another video like this style, you know what I'm talking about. It is called a dashboard, and all I did for this one is cut up to size a journaling card that I already had, like a project lifestyle card, added some washi, called it a day, because I was happy with the ones I found. So this one kind of has like a desert road, something I look at all the time. If you guys can see it, sorry about the glare. And it just says, I want to make memories all over the world. Who doesn't if you are a traveler? This inside here, the next notebook, which is the dot one. I didn't really decorate the cover too much yet because I want to see where it goes and what I'm going to be using it for. I just kind of put some packing tape on it that has this cool print and just repeated it. But that looks kind of cool, right? Just as is. The inside, of course, is vintage again with some vintage, I guess you can say, newsprint or advertisements. And then I just went ahead with the stencil and gave it a nice coffee stain. So when we flip through that one, you can see you get to the other side of the dashboard, and then we are out of desert life and we have moved into kind of like a forest type field where it's all greens as far as the eye can see. This is the other side of the printed vellum. Then we go into the other side of the clear pocket that came with the book, and then the other side of the, oops, sorry, my hands are so cold, my rings will just pop right off. The other side of the, I guess you can say, material, I can't think of the name for it, I'm sorry, there's a certain name for this, just like pocket material, you guys get it, you get it. And then ahead, and then again, excuse me, while brain just left the building, ladies and gentlemen, I put another rub on and distressed it up yet again, and then protected it with some Mod Podge. So when we flip that over, we get to the last part of the setup and what I'm going to be carrying thus far in my traveler's notebook. And this is kind of like the little folder pocket. This came with it. It's just a piece of cardboard, nice thick cardboard too. I just reinforced it with some printed canvas, again in that traveler feel, and distressed it with using some Tim Holtz distress ink. Added some tickets and whatnot and stenciled it to kind of match the rest of the vibe. The cool thing about this leather, this material, is that it's so soft. It's like butter. So it was really easy to use a tiny attacher, and it went right through with no problem to hold the little tag here, which I can tuck something behind. So that's my mini setup. I love that style. I love every kind of style. I love what people do with these things because you definitely can make it your own. Hope that gave you some ideas. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box. Don't be afraid. I try to answer as many as I can. And as always, guys, keep crafting.